welcome to this week's Preffered live craft and chat. I was just like, oh my God, I don't have my glasses. I had to run to another room. I didn't realize they're dirty, so I grabbed a cleaning cloth. Oh my gosh. Welcome. Welcome. Just having an asthma attack now. It's all good. It's all good. So, this week, big topic is, what do we do? Oh, sorry, I didn't think we were streaming for a second there and I was about to have a heart attack. But do you plan out your projects or do you just let the stash tell you? Do you wait to be inspired or like what is your process for making something? Is it going from A to B to C, or is it just, is it a mix? For me, it's a mix. So I love to plan projects. I love to test things out and get them going. But in saying that, some of my favorite projects have been from yarn that's been marinating in my stash. I see a project that someone else has done or that I've seen pop up on Ravelry, you know, like a hot list or something like that. And then I just go in and I make the most amazing thing. So for me, the big prime example of that is my gumball Afghan. It was actually my first TL Yarn Crafts project. It was like, I didn't really, like, sounds awful. I didn't really know she was around. Like, and then I found that pattern that was absolutely just perfect for the Aaron and Eve that I had in my stash from, at that time it was Maker Yarn, but it's now Source Fiber. So, you know, it's just this thing where sometimes for me, it is the plan. It is the, you know, I want to make X number of garments in 2025. Like I want to make 10 garments in 2025, right? And, you know, I need to make sure I've got stuff in my stash that I can use that for. If I don't, I need to purchase some stuff. Now, luckily for me, I may have done some decent stash acquisition at the end of last year to enhance it, because I'm that person that hits a yarn store and goes, oh my gosh, this yarn's so pretty. And then I buy one skein. Or if I'm feeling like, oh, I really want to make something more than a pair of socks with this, I'll buy 3 skeins. Now, to put that into perspective, I need at least 5 to make a top, right? So I'm absolutely shooting myself in the foot. Now, I know that like lots of people, like, just make a fade, just do this. More often than not, the yarns that I buy don't work together. They're either the wrong thicknesses, the meterages are just so far off that they just can't work. The colors don't work. There's so many reasons why I can't fade them. You know, I'm missing that bit in the middle. Like that'd look good and that'd look good if I was able to put something in the middle that I don't have. So quite often I end up with like a lot of yarn that I need to find one skein projects for, which there's entire books called one skein projects. There's a series of books. Which I'm so glad they exist. Oops, I should put that over there. Now, I did get a message from some couriers. They're dropping off Abby's new mattress today. They said they're coming between 12 and 2. Who knows what time that actually means? I don't know. I'm just like, what is that noise? It's my washing machine. It's moved onto the spin cycle. It sounds like a rocket. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Actually, you probably can't because I've got the fan on. So, you know, sometimes it means that I have this stuff in my stash and I can't actually do what I want to do with it, and it's too nice to get rid of. I don't want to get rid of it. I bought it for a reason. I may have bought it while I was on a holiday or on a trip or you know, something like that. But then I don't have enough of it to do anything with. So then I go and do things like, you know, I've got a massive bag of Bendigo here. It's all the cottons that I'm using. Not this one, hang on a second. These guys, it's all the Bendigo cottons. So it was the crush colorways that they brought out in, was it 2022 or 2023? And I bought a couple of balls of each of the colors. I thought that'll be enough to make a blanket. It is enough to make a blanket, but now I'm just like, hang on a second, because the reason why I want to discuss this with you all is because when I was finishing off the 88 squares, they are done, by the way, the 88 squares for the blanket that I want to make, I got to a point where I had, let me just grab this guy over here. Now, I just want to say, I'm a bit wary of him this morning, because I was shuffling things around and knocked him off, and he totally took me out. Like, I tried to catch it and got spiked there, and I've got scratches. Anyway, not happy, Jan. Just not happy. One thing I will say is he fell on the ground, right? Totally fell down. I didn't lose anything. Nothing came undone, nothing, at least I don't think it has. But it literally just fell on the ground and like from here, dropped to the ground. So I was actually quite surprised about that. Anyway, what I wanted to show you, if I can go to do I want close up or top down? Let's go top down to start with. Where is my, that needs to move up the list. Anyway, okay, maybe I do need the close-up cam. That's not showing the colors. That's just a plain green one. I'm missing one. Where is it? Maybe I did lose one. Oh no, it's in the pile. I was looking at it. I was drooling over it. So what happened was so last week when we were doing the maths, right? For this project, I estimated that I would get, hang on, let me pull out my math working sheet here. I was double checking it because I thought maybe, here it is. Okay, so this was the math working sheet where I was weighing things out and guessing at stuff. And I was hoping I was going to get 52 squares out of the beach glass balls, right, out of the Karen cakes. I ended up getting 54, so that was nice. So then I needed 36 in the extra colors. So what I ended up doing was I chose 4 of the colors. No, 5 of the colors. So we've also got the green and the lilac, right? So we chose the 5 colors. So we had the blue, the pink, the lilac, the green, and the peach. And that got me to 30. And I needed 34. I am missing one. 1, 2, 3. No, that one goes, oh, there it is. It's all good. It's all good. So I needed 4 more colors, and I didn't want to just skip one of these and have an off number. So what I did, which I'm going to grab close-up cam for this, if it works. If it works, come on, close-up cam. You got my back here. All right. So I held, because these were all holding 2 strands together. On that one, I held a purple and green together. And on this one, I held a pink and a peach together. And then on this one, I held a pink and a purple together. And on this one, I held a blue and a green together. And what it made me realize is, oh my God, I need garments made out of all of these colors. And because, you know, I didn't have enough available to, oh, hello, that's, I didn't have enough of any of these individual colors available to do a garment because I'd only bought 2 of each ball, which is 400 grams. But that brings it up to, you know, I mean, I did use about half a ball in each of these, but that'll bring it up easily to 600 grams, which would be a nice DK, you know, top. Anyway, my brain was instantly like, more projects. But, you know, we're not doing that. So, but that brought me up to the 88 squares. So being able to just, so I'll have these 4 special squares that I'll just dot throughout the project. And then I've got 2, 4, I've got 6 of each of the other colors. And then I've got the 54 in the Karen cotton cakes. And I'm so happy that my maths worked. And the other thing that I did was, as I made all these squares, I wove the ends in as I went, and I've been blocking them. Well, I've been dry blocking them. Okay, so it's not perfect, but it definitely has, like, let me just grab this pile here. I'll drop back over to the close-up cam again. Where are you, close-up cam? There we go. All right. So, you know, while they're not perfect, they've definitely evened out the stitches a bit. So enough to, like, I would say wet blocking is still better, right? I'm not gonna lie to you here. I think wet blocking is still better. But what I will concede to is that the dry block definitely tidied these squares up. And I feel confident that I'll be able to get a nice edge together when I'm sewing all these guys, or actually joining all these guys together. So I'm not even concerned. Like, it's neat enough. Do you know what I mean? So I would definitely dry block again, without a doubt. I would definitely dry block again. So this was all a project that I didn't plan. This was all a project that my brain was in a place that wasn't great, and I needed to calm it down, which crochet does that for me. I know it doesn't do that for everybody, but it definitely does that for me. Calms my brain down. And I just picked up a hook and the balls of yarn that just happened to be in a project bag on the top of my work basket out in my living room. It just happened to be the nearest yarn to where I was sitting when my brain was like firing too hard. And I made a square, and then I made another square, and I made another square, and my brain started to calm itself down, and just being able to focus on these squares, one square after another, just repeating it over and over again. And then I realized, hang on a second, I don't want to have 11 billion ends. So I ran off and I grabbed a weaving needle and I started weaving, because I wasn't going to weave them in, because I was never planning a project. I wanted to be able to pull it all out. And then by the time I had 4 squares, I decided, no, this is going to be a project. By the time I had done about 20 squares, I had decided who I was making it for. I hadn't double checked with them that they wanted it, but before I started the extra colors, I double checked with that person, because I was like, I'm going to be adding in some extra colors here, and I want to make sure I'm choosing colors I actually like. So for me, this project was a serendipitous project, because not only, you know, when we were working out this math, this awful jotty out math sheet, when I was working out this math, I realized really quickly that the yarn I had wasn't going to make the blanket size that I wanted. And I was this close to going out and spending, well, I needed at least 5 more balls. So at $13 a ball, what is that? I don't even know. 26, like 70 bucks worth more of yarn, right? I know, someone else will put in a real number. I'm just throwing it out there. But in my brain, it was like, I don't want to spend another $70 on this. I just want to use stash. And so I did. I went and grabbed some of my 4-ply cotton that I know I have a lot of, because it's my favorite, my Bendigo 4-ply cotton. It's my go-to. I use it for so many things. And what I'd started doing with it, I initially started it off with a knitting project, holding 2 strands together. And I had all these little, I don't have many more because they are now in this blanket. But I had all these little balls that I'd wound off when I pulled that blanket apart. Excuse me, sorry. I've been battling a cough now for a couple of weeks. I should probably just let it happen, right? So having all that yarn there from a rejected blanket that I wasn't happy with, most of them, actually I packed them away. I had them all piled up there. Most of them were still in balls, but there was one of each color that had been half used and then caked down into these little mini balls where the two strands were still together. So I did that and used those scraps up. Well, they weren't really scraps, were they? They were, I mean, it was just like, let me think, it's like 6 colors and there's 400 grams of each color. That's not really scraps now, is it? But I used stash yarn, and it actually has done some really good stuff for my brain. So now I'm going to go through, and I need your help with something. I can either choose one of the colors of cottons that I already have chosen to join it all together, or I can, because I also have, which I'm just going to grab it. This is the bag that has all the cottons in it, but I also have 3 balls of this slate grey that I bought at the same time. It's part of the Colour Crush. So here it is. So these are all the yarns, but I also have 3 balls of slate grey, which is like it's nearly a brownie grey, right? I wouldn't, no, it's not a blue grey. It's definitely a brownie grey, which is why I'm thinking of it. Sally has been a channel member for 39 months. Oh, wow, Sal, that's amazing. Thanks so much for hanging around that long. That's so cool. Oh, wow. But yeah, so let's go back over to the close-up cam so we can see the colors. All right, so these are the colors that are in the I'm going to lift it up with my hand, so I'll be a bit shaky. These are the colors that are in the Karen cotton cakes, right? So lots of creams and browns and blues and stuff. Okay. And then this is that's the slate grey, right? I'm going to put it back down because it's not just my hand shaking. See how it does that thing where it does its own zoom out thing? I don't know if that's this phone that's actually playing up or if it's something more. Anyway, so we've got this sort of slate grey that I feel is really close to, like it's not super close, but it's close enough to this, you know, especially considering we've got so many color changes. I think it could work. What do you think? Oh, Leanne's been a channel member for 38 months as a coffee. How does that work, Leanne? Because Sally's been a member for 39 months. And aren't you the second channel member? Oh, I see. It says you're a new member. Oh, you must have dropped out for a month. Oh, no. You must have. Oh, no. Something must have happened. Because it came up as a new member message. Although, you're not a new member. Okay, so it's just bringing everybody up as a new member. I don't know why. Did it bring Sally up as a new member? No, it said 39 months. All right, I don't know why. I don't know why it's giving you guys new member tags. That's weird. That's weird, right? But yeah, Leanne must have been dropped out for a month at some stage. I'm not sure what's happened there. Sorry, Leanne. Anyway, so what do you guys think? Do you think that this slate grey can work with these colours? I'm just going to go back over to... No, that's not what I wanted. Where is it? That should be... That's not it, though. Oh, okay, hang on. I'm not in the right live chat buttons. Let's try again. There we go. All right. So that's the slate grey. See, this camera's making those light browns greys. I mean, it totally works in this shot. Actually, like it's close enough. I think it'll work. I think tonally it'll work. But let's have a look here. If we, does it make it browner? Yeah, there you go. That does give it its actual brown tone. It's just because it's so far away. All right, so you guys think it'll work? Because I really don't want to have to, like, I would go and buy more of this just for the border, honestly. Oh, why have I got that camera as my... Everything got changed. Let me just fix it. So earlier this week, when I did my Monday live stream, there was a total snafu and a lot of things got changed around. At least the cameras are working today, whereas Monday, this camera wasn't working properly. I had to actually, how I fixed it after the stream was to actually shut down the software, open it back up, and everything was perfect. So if I had have just noticed it, because I just went, oh, yep, framing's good, let's go. I didn't actually, move because it was like jutting, like I was like, going through water. All right, so now my next job for this is to lay out the 88 squares on my bed and work out the order for them. So that's not a today in the live stream job. But now I'm 100%, I was about 90% certain this would work, or maybe I was closer to 70%. Now I'm so close to 100% certain this grey will work that I'm ready to start planning. Definitely ready to start planning that. So because I finished all the squares, I finished them the day before yesterday. My brain's been like, well, what now? What now? What do I work on now? I need something easy, something simple, because the project that I've been doing, my knitted project, it's not easy. It's not simple. I'll need you out of the bag today, I think. It's not easy. It's not simple. And I can't do it on camera because it needs my full concentration. And I can't give it that because I got to give you some of my concentration, right? What have I done with my hook? There it is. So instead we'll work on this guy, which is my Moonicardi in Tunisian crochet. I was doing a little bit of work on it yesterday. So I'll zoom out a little bit so you can see where it's at. Let me see if I can. Let me just shut that and then go to I don't know what's going on. Honestly, I'm just a bit sleepy. All right, let's zoom out a little bit. There we go. All right, so this is where we're up to. So in a previous stream, we made the decision that Noah was not happy with how that side came out using the pre-loved yarn. So I've frogged that out. It got put aside for a little while. My brain went, oh, we've ripped out all that work. But it had to come out. It wasn't right. Okay? It just wasn't right. It needed to come out. So now I'm in the process of, I'd already started this side. So now I just need to get this down to, you can't quite see it there. But you've got to crochet, got to get down to about there before I change stitch. So we should be able to do that a bit today. And then also we can just jump over and start this side before I worry about the honeycombing, because I need to double check the video for the honeycombing. Okay, like let's be honest, the honeycombing and me is it takes mental energy. So let me just zoom us back in here. Zoom a little. Alrighty. Just zhuzh it around. So no, I want that way. I do want that way. One thing I do, especially with Tunisian, is when I'm at the end of a row, I actually just chuck a stitch marker in the end so that no matter what happens, it can't be pulled out. Oh, Sally, it's a beautiful texture. The drape is amazing. I'm so glad I bought this yarn, and I'm so glad that I bought a sweater quantity. Now, I bought it for a different sweater, which I still love the idea of, and I've got to sit down and work out if the problem I was having adding the collar on, if it was me or if it was the pattern. Because I did pull it out about 3 times and put it back in. But I just really struggled with getting it to line up properly. And I kept rereading it and I kept rereading it. And as far as I could tell, I was doing the right thing. But it just, at one stage, as you went around the collar, it lost its line. And I was just like, I can't deal with that. And You know, when you flip the collar over and wear it, you'll never notice it, but I knew it was there, and so I couldn't cope with that. So I had to pull that out. And that's why some of the yarn for this was janky. But I was still in the first ball of the other project, and I did buy 5 balls. So Molly's asking, ooh, what yarn is this? This is Bendigo Woolen Mills Whisper DK in Plum, I think it's called. Let me just have a look. I've got the rest of the bag over here. Where is it? A full ball with a tag. Right at the bottom. Yes, it's in the plum colorway. So it's a super fine wool. Hang on. It's a super fine pure wool in a crepe ply. Now, I personally do not like Bendigo Classic. Right? I don't do Bendigo Classic. And I know some people love it. I personally hate it. I'm a luxury girl. I like the softness of luxury. I prefer it. But this is spun the same way as Classic, but with a higher grade yarn. This is what Classic could be if they just use better quality wool. Like, oh, look, Chantel's got her big old bee hat on today. So, yeah, this is Bendigo Classic could be this. Knit Spin Girls, I'm not a fan of crepe yarn either. But this is really surprising. It's just really surprising. I'm very surprised. It's very springy. It's very nice. So I'm shocked that I like it because I don't like crepe either. I don't like crepe. I don't like Classic. I love this. So all this time that I thought I hated crepe yarn, maybe it was just some crepe yarns. I don't know. I've always found crepe yarns to be too hard. I don't know. I personally think they're a bit lackluster. At least the Bendigo crepe yarns anyway. Sally says, I was looking at stopping at Bendigo on our way to our destination, but because it will be the weekend, the shop won't be open Saturday. I would double check the dates. I know that for part of the year, they definitely open on Saturday. I'm just not sure when that starts. I know it's not right now, but I know it does happen. Sally says, I brought a Tunisian hook. Are we going to do a square make-along? We could do a face washer, like a nice spa cloth, if that's something that you would like. So yeah, you could go and check that. Sally, I think if you're in February, I think you're okay because I think it was just closed for January. So double check their website. If you can make it through on a Saturday, not a Sunday, you may just be lucky. But yeah, I believe that they're open as of February, but I'm not quite sure what date in February on a Saturday. You could always give the wool store a quick call as well. So yeah. Would anybody else be interested in doing a Tunisian spa cloth crochet along? I can put something together, or we can find a pattern that would do a couple of different. I think we need something that does a couple of different stitches. You don't want it to all be just the same. And I'll try and make it so that if you've just got an inline hook, it doesn't have to be a Tunisian hook. But if you have an inline hook, like the widths of this body, like I had this coiled up. I had this coiled up, so you know, because it was banging on my little coffee table, and it was driving me insane. And I was barely coming off the back of the hook here, with 35 stitches. So I think if you've got like even just a long inline hook, you might be all right as well. But otherwise, I actually, believe it or not, the Fibrifix store still has some straight Tunisian hooks in both 9-inch and 13-inch available, and a couple, I think, of flexible hooks with the cables. It's 40% off over there on everything that's still in stock that's not Margicraft. So if you can spot it, you can have it. Kelly is interested to try. Francis is interested to try. And should we do it as a standard Thursday thing, or should we make it something special, like do a special evening live stream, like an Australian time evening live stream where we can sit down after dinner and just work on our square together? I don't mind doing it as a special extra, our washcloth stream. Yeah, so they do. Yeah, that's the thing. I know they were shut through January because of like, you know, they're not they don't have all the staff. And I was in like checking out a post on Facebook where someone said they'd made it all the way there, only to find it wasn't open, and they were really disappointed. And then someone else was like, "Oh, it's a shame you didn't go like a week later or something because it opens in February." But I couldn't remember the exact dates off the top of my head. But yeah, they do open Saturdays. And Sally, don't forget to look for the back room. The back room is where you want to go. That's where all their special one-off is. And remember, don't be like Chantel, buy enough yarn for a project. Now, if you do want to be involved in this this make along, it'll be in the next couple of weeks. So you'll need to get your supplies ready. So what I would say is for Tunisian crochet, you want your hook size to be at least 2 millimeters bigger, or 2 full sizes bigger than what the yarn calls for. So this is a DK weight. So it usually calls for a 4 millimeter hook, right? For this Tunisian project, we are using a 6.5 millimeter to get this drape. Okay, just because we actually work with an extra strand, like we have an extra strand of yarn, so we have extra density on every stitch, so you have to make allowances for that. And I do need to double check that I haven't botched this guy up. I keep decreasing off one of the sides every now and again, and then I have to pull it back 5 rows, fix it. So I'm trying to check every like 2 rows, and this is the second row. So I will need to do a count and a double check. Yeah, so if you're making a washcloth, I recommend a protein fiber, so cotton, bamboo, linen, something like that, or a blend of. You can use whatever thickness you like, and get the hook that that matches that yarn, plus sort of 2 millimeters ish. So if it's a 4 mil, I usually use a 6 on a 4 mil, like something that requires a 4 mil. This particular pattern needed a little bit more drape, and so my gauge swatch, I needed just that extra 0.5 mil, so that's why I've done that on this one. So definitely worth worth checking and making sure you've got the right hook for the project. Oh, sorry, Knitspin girls, you're right. I mean cellulose. You're right, 100%. Definitely mean cellulose. So yeah, so cottons, linens, flax, anything like that. It doesn't have to be super soft, because as a spar cloth, you can use it for exfoliating a little bit if it's a little firmer. I'll actually be adding some texture to the face washer, so that we have some of that as well, Francis says, I really want to make a small Tunisian blanket. So you've got options, right? Just like with standard crochet, you can either A, do stripes and go all the way along, right? So you'll need your hook with a cable long enough to be whatever the length of your blanket is. Or you can make squares, and then you can get away with either just a longer Tunisian hook or even just a long inline hook. And it needs to be an inline hook for Tunisian. You could, and no handles. So none of these guys, like none of these with the handles, that won't work. You'll only get like, however many stitches can fit from here to here. So if you're doing like an entrelac thing, then sure, fine. But yeah, and then definitely non-mercerized as well. Look, yeah, I think it's better without the mercerized, but if that's what you've got for this first one, it'll be fine. It'll take a few washes to be what you really want, but if mercerized is all you have, then go with it. It's a trial, so if that's what you've got in your stash and you don't want to shop, then use it. But I personally think non-mercerized is better for this project. So yeah. But yeah, and you'll just need one ball, like a 50 gram, maybe probably 100 gram to be safe, but 100 gram ball of whatever it is. I'm thinking a DK weight is really nice. So, like 100 grams of that. We're not going to make an enormous washcloth. We're just going to make maybe a 15 by 15. I'll do some measure-do's and check it all out later, and I'll put together a sample so that you guys can see it. But yeah, we'll learn a couple of different Tunisian stitches during our washcloth. So this is what I'm doing here is the simple stitch. It's called the Tunisian simple stitch, or TSS, in all the patterns. So yeah, there's a lot of options. All right. Kelly is asking, well, what is people's preference here in this stream or a separate stream? This time is probably works for most people. I mean, it probably does. It probably does. Or we could do I can have a look at my Saturdays and we could try and slip in an extra Saturday stream, like, around a productivity stream. Yeah. See how that all goes. We've got options. Or we could do like a different day of the week if you don't want a nighttime one. I'll run some polls over in on the community tab. Once I've got a sample made up, I'll run some polls. Yeah, polls. And I'll put it in the community tab, because if we open up some time slots, maybe some other people who can't make this time slot might be able to make it. Just an idea to throw it out there. Just an idea. Nighttime for us will be quite early in the morning for all our US friends. That's one thing to keep in mind. But maybe a Sunday morning might be better. I think, look at that. I don't know what on earth I've done there, but I've done something janky. I totally missed a stitch. Wow. All right, let's pull that back and see if we get what we've got to do to fix that. Can I just pick up the stitches and fix it? Or have I got to pull back an... Yeah, I'm going to have to pull back an entire row because that doesn't have a loop at all. Oh my goodness. All right. It's all right. We can fix this. We can fix it. It's all good. Nothing to see here. Let me just... I'm going to bring this over a bit more comfortably where I'm sitting. rather than trying to lean into where it is, move it to where I am. I've realized I didn't mention the state of Yeti today. So we have a triple Yeti sitch. I stole one of Abby's pink Yeti coffee cup. Thank you. I don't know what. I think it's actually. I think it matches. I think it's the same passion pink that I've got for my water bottle, and then we've gone with the stock standard orange for the tea. So yeah, that's what we have going. The national state of Yeti. Yeah, this is the one I missed. I can see that I missed it. Oh, I actually have news. So the news is I am now officially a Cato website affiliate. So and I also have a discount code. Let me look. I put them into that productivity stream. I added the links into the productivity stream. I haven't made it a special link yet, like a Chantel, like a fibrific.com recommends Cato, but I will do. But yeah, so I just want to, but if one of the mods, I don't know if anyone's near their computers. I know everyone's doing, well, not everyone, but I know lots of you are doing bits and bobs today and focusing on other things, which is 100% okay, FYI. Cato is the ball winder, CAYDO. It's in the last productivity stream where we wound all those balls. That was the ball winder that we used, was the Cato electric ball winder, attached to just a power brick, just purely because I wanted to see if it worked on about power brick, and it did. 3 hours, no problems. And when I checked my power brick, I only went down one little blip on that power brick. My other power brick gives me a percentage, but that one just gives me 5 lights. So, 20% after 3 hours on my power brick, I think. But yeah, so I added it into the description of that productivity stream, which is the link and so I've got the affiliate link as well as a 15% off discount code if you use my code word at checkout, which is a very tricky code word. Are you ready? The code word is fiberific. So you use that particular link, and then go to, and then when you go to your checkout, add fiberific as a coupon code, all caps, and you've got, I think it's 15% off. So yeah. There we go, nearly at the end. And I want to lay this out so I can have a look and just see if I have done anything janky. It looks good. It's looking good. So I'll do a count on this one. If I start to do my, second row, the pullback row, can you just remind me I wanted to count it? Because I get to the end and just start going back, and I want to count all the loops on. I need 35 loops on for this side. Yes, that was pretty quick. Count the loops, count the loops. Hello, Crochet with Claire. Good to see you. Alrighty. I mean, I could probably be counting them as I'm, working them. But I also know you lot in the chat, and you'd start putting numbers in the chat just to mess with me. Because you've done it before. Oh, that sounds like something. Yeah, who us? Yeah, don't act all innocent. Don't act all innocent. I know you lot. You're just like my family. Try and be helpful. All right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 2, 4, 5. Yes. Just Halo. And you're talking about like moving it up. Mm. Francis, I in the productivity, the last productivity stream, that is the ball winder that I used for about 3 hours to reball project to like reball messy balls. I literally used it to frog off from projects. Yeah, it was lovely, and it was lovely to use. There was one project that it had a little problem. It had little like issues with. Um, but that was more to do with the yarn than the ball winder, like for sure. But we got through it, and we retrieved all of the yarn, and everything is good now, and it's all fine. A lot of that yarn made its way over into my stash unit, which desperately needs a rejig and a reshuffle and a new plan. So, because like I'm looking around here, and I try very hard not to have stuff on the floor, but I've noticed a few bags starting to creep in. So I really need to get back up on top of that before that happens, because I'm like, oh, I'll just put this in this bag and it's fine. Do you know what the capacity of the ball winder is? I don't. It's a lot. I can tell you that right now. It's right here. Let me look at the box. Does the box have a capacity on it? No, it does not. But I mean, it was 100-gram balls were not its maximum. Like I can tell you that straight away. 100-gram balls not its maximum. Oh, I forgot. We've got Louis cam going on. Little Lou boy. Can we zoom him out just a little? There he is. I've got a cable down there because we've been having some problems. So I run my connection via a cable today. I don't always, but I wanted to see if that was the issue or not. And I just don't know the answer at this stage. Because what's frustrating is 90% of the time it's perfect the whole time, and it just happens to be the last 2 Mondays I've had issues with my streams. So the streams where I'm teaching people how to stream, they're the ones that have been janking up. I mean, I could probably wind a 200-gram ball on it right now just to see if it can take a 200-gram ball. Did you want me to do that? Because I've got a Bendigo ball here. It's 200 grams. I could just wind one from the other. But I can't see it having a problem with a 200-gram ball at all, honestly. So, yeah. So has anyone like Kelly, have you done a test run to see how big a ball you could do on it? I know Kelly's got one. Because Kelly and I chipped in together to save on postage. I actually think I saw that they were having another sale over at Cato this week as well. So also double check that too on their website. Oh, Molly round a 200 on your Cato. I didn't know you had a Cato, Molly. That's awesome. She's round a 200-gram ball on hers. Awesome. Excellent. Good to know. Did you have any hassles? Was there any issues? Did it just do it? Because I could just imagine just do it. I'm just, and I love that about it. I love that it just works. It just does the job. It's like it's supposed to wind balls. It wound the ball. So there we go. No issues was great. There you go. 200 grams. Boof. Done. Do you think it could have taken more if you had more? Is the next question. So say someone had a 250 gram, because I know that when we hand spin our yarns, sometimes like we don't break it off every 100 grams. I've had 320 gram skeins before. That's the biggest skein I've done is 320 grams. I didn't want to break it. Like, why would I? Kelly hasn't tried to make a ball. Francis says the website says 10 ounces, so that's 280 grams. Yeah, well, if it's breezing it in on the 200 grams, I could see it being able to do 280. Honestly, I had no problems winding any of the balls that I've got it to do. And like you guys know, I love quality tools, and this is just nice, and it's not too expensive. Like other motorized ball winders, like I've got the Nancy's Knickknacks heavy duty motorized ball winder. It's $1,000 ball winder in its day when you could get it. You can't even get it anymore now. This winds balls just as nicely as the $1,000 model. So, take what you will from that. Yeah, Molly thinks it could have easily done 300. Yeah. And because the arm is so far out, it can wind a wide ball without banging into its little tension arm. But yeah, definitely, I would say, like, I'm not one to be like throw your money away on a thing, but if you do need an electric ball winder, this is definitely one to look at because it's just USB-C powered. So I powered mine. Now it just comes with the cord. It does not come with a brick, like with a block. So you need to have something you can plug it into. And I just plugged it directly into a power brick. No problems. Do you guys want to hear a funny story? So, last week when we had close-up cam, I went and stole the cable from Tim because it's using Abby's old iPhone 11. It needs the little lightning cord, right? So, I went and stole Tim's, had to give it back. I forgot to put it back, and he came looking for it the next day for his work phone. And this morning, I'm like looking around for a cord for it because I wanted it again. Couldn't find one, only to realize I've got like a little spot here with all cords in it. I already had a lightning cord just sitting there, just sitting there. I mean, like what? Like, sorry, Tim and Abby, whose cords I keep stealing. I just had one right there in my little caddy of cords, all ready to. It's all plugged in. All I have to do is just pick it up and plug it into the device. It's plugged in on the other end. So, yeah. I don't need to borrow theirs next week because I got one. Allianz says from a Google search, approximately 280 grams, a smidge over, it can hold comfortably. Nice work. Yeah, I could see it holding 300 grams, no problems. I really could. But most of my balls, like for most things, are 100 grams, except for Bendigo, which is 200. I don't tend to rewind the donuts. I will rewind it if I've got a partial ball left over. So I personally probably wouldn't go need 200 more than 200 grams, or even up to 200 grams usually. But when I first got, before I got my Nancy's Knickknacks, I had a different ball winder. What brand was that? It was really good. It was either Shacked or Strouch. Anyway, it was this little side winding ball winder. And I happened to have a 500 gram cone of lace weight. I wound the whole 500 grams onto it, no problems at all. I mean, it took ages because it was like a manual. And it made me realize I don't like winding like that. I prefer winding like this rather than the little handle. It's like, I hope I never have to do anything that size ever again. And I couldn't stop because I was winding it off a cone and then I would have had to break it. I didn't want to break it. So, but yeah, so I've been planning out a lot of my projects for this year and getting them into Ravelry and sorting some things out with the yarns into Ravelry, trying to be very intentional about my projects. And then my first big passion project of the year is something that's none of them. It's this blanket that is just like, it was not on the list. It's not on the list. It's not even one of the blankets I want to make this year. It was not on the list. But something I'm really happy about is the I don't know, not serendipityness, but the serendipity of holding those two different color yarns together and how much I loved how it looked. And so I'm like, dudes need a top made holding these two different colors together. Now, admittedly, I may or may not have enough of any of those colors to do that with, right? But I could, because of how the colors all look, I could fade it, like start it with two colors held together and switch one of the colors so that there's like, say I'm starting with the green and the purple together, right? Say I've got the green and the purple together to start with, then switch out the green for the pink and then switch out the purple for the blue. And so then you've got like this, it's just this gentle, anyway, that's an idea. That could be something that I would like the look of. And the cotton is very soft. Oops, I don't need two of those, not for this stitch. So yeah, and I've been thinking of different ideas for some content for the channel and planning out how I'm going to do that. And doing my new job, which I'm enjoying. So yeah, just lots of fun stuff that I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. And just plodding along every day, putting a few stitches on each of the projects. The only project that is currently like that I'm working on intentionally, that I'm not working on intentionally, if that makes any sense, has been my Wanderous blanket. So I definitely still am planning on making it. It just got sidetracked for this other blanket because I want to get it finished and gifted and out of the house, and then I can refocus on this one. But I realized my Ravelry project didn't even have any photos for it. So I grabbed a couple of photos for these this morning. They're not blocked or anything. I need the blocking board to be empty so I can start dry blocking these guys. Because I think they're going to be 6-inch squares. I think these other guys are 5-inch squares. These ones are 6-inch squares. Like, let's not measure the squares on a curve, you dummy. Oh, 6.5 by the time they're blocked. Yeah, I don't think they'll quite get to, I mean, we could make them reach 7. We could make them 7-inch squares, but I think they want to be sort of 6.5-inch, 6 3/4 inch squares. Let me just see what this guy was, because this one got gauge. Oh yeah, by the time it's blocked, it'll be a 7-inch square. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, so I'll double check the pattern, but I think these will end up being 7-inch squares. And I'm planning on doing, like, each color is not going to be like one color for one pattern. I'm going to try and do a different square of each color, a different design in each color, so that we can, you know, have some fun with that too. But yeah, so I've got some ideas. I've got Ravelry happening in my brain. Planning some projects there. Something that I've been doing this week while I was working on that blanket was something I realized I've never done. And I have never watched all of Twin Peaks. And it turns out that I don't think I've ever watched more than a couple of episodes of Twin Peaks, because I'm now part the way through season 2, but even by the time I was about halfway through season 1, I was in unknown territory. I didn't remember any of the stuff that was going on. So I've been watching that. Totally weird. Like, don't get me wrong. Tim was trying to get me to describe it to him, because every time he walked out, it was some weirdness, right? And he's like, nope, and would just turn around and go back to his little nest where his TV is, right? And then one said, why are you watching this weird stuff? And I was trying to explain to him that while, yes, there was some like legit weirdness going on, there was also, it was also like a police, suddenly like a crime drama, like, and I enjoyed that part of it as well. So, but anyway, hey Doug, welcome to the chat. So yeah, it was just this, like, it's like, okay, it's a police show. My brain's like, it's a police show, and it's like, it's not a police show. It's so weird. But yeah, definitely enjoyed, or am enjoying that. I'm up to a point now where I'm like, are they just, with these episodes, you know, when you start watching like a story arc and you're like, they just make this arc because it was more popular than they expected. So yeah, Sally, that was the same thing for me. I could never really get into it either. So, you know, now I'm in. Now I want to finish it. I want to get it all watched. Twin Peaks is the show. I've never, like, the old 1990s thing. I mean, what made me decide to revisit it was I was reading, like, on Instagram, Kyle MacLachlan, who plays the FBI guy. He was writing a beautiful message to David. Was it David Lynch? I think it was David Lynch who'd passed away. And yeah, so I was just like, oh, that's the guy who did Twin Peaks. And I was like, I don't remember having seen all that. So I thought I'll sit down and watch it. But some of the things, like some of the actors and stuff in it, you're like, oh my gosh, that's a young one of these. That's a young one of that. And like, when I was watching the credits, one of the directors was like, a Deschanel. And I was just like, surely not. And then I've checked, and he's a director. His wife is an actress in the show, and it is, you know, Zoe and I can't remember, the Bones chick. It's their mum and dad, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I had no idea that they were Hollywood as well. I mean, it makes sense, but I didn't know. So yeah. Nitspin Girl says, I never watched it. I was working evenings when it was on, and I didn't have a VCR. Yeah, it's on, I think I'm watching it on Paramount is where I'm watching it. But yeah, I don't know why I never got into it. It definitely seems like the kinds of shows that I would watch. I was always like an X-Files girl and stuff like that around that era. So, and I think I definitely tried to watch it, but I definitely did not watch as far as I've watched now. So, and my goal is to finish it. So, I do know they did a reboot season. I'm not sure if I'll try to watch that as well, but I definitely want to watch. I definitely want to watch both of the original seasons. So, I think I am watching it on Paramount. So it might be on Prime as well. I mean, sometimes these shows are in multiple places, but I think right now I'm watching it on Paramount. So yes, we'll need to do a count. It was very different. Yeah, different is definitely a good way to describe it. It is very different. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because I never worked out. I never got to the stage of I never saw who actually was Laura Palmer's killer. So now I've seen that. So do you know another water cooler show that is probably right up my street that I never watched, and I've never seen more than say 1 or 2 episodes, is Lost. Because and everyone I worked with was talking about it and loved it, but I never watched it, and I don't know why I never watched it. And so I've never really gotten into it. So that's another one I could probably watch. And the other water cooler one where everybody talked about it but was totally not my jam was Sex in the City. I tried watching it. I just could not. I don't know if it was just the episodes I was on, but I just every time I saw it, I was just like, I just can't deal with these. Like my brain just went, these are just such like vapid characters, like just so. I just couldn't deal with them. The Lone Wanderer's Bunker says, please don't waste your time on Lost. I have heard that actually. That it was a bit disappointing. What have I done there? Oh, I haven't yarned it over and brought it through yet. Okay. Yeah. Bianca says, yeah, I haven't seen that either. I heard the ending was really terrible for Lost, so I won't be watching. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know. I'm not rushing out to watch it. It's just one that I've noted that I haven't seen. And do you know another one that I haven't seen that just feels wrong that I haven't seen it is Battlestar Galactica, the that series that came out in was it 2000s? Battlestar Galactica. Yeah. And I started watching it. I remember. Oops, I want to count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 6, 8, 20. Oh, I'm down a stitch. Where have I lost it? Try again. Maybe I just miscounted. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 30. Nope, I'm definitely down a stitch. Let's have a look. Alrighty. It's not on either of the ends, I don't think. I can't see exactly where I've lost it. Yeah. It's definitely one that there's no reason why, like I never heard bad reviews about it. It's just it was one of those ones where I started watching it, I missed some episodes, and then I never got back into it. Might actually pull that back, that one more row. And pick up fresh. All right. Let's see how we go. Yeah, Kelly says, I like Battlestar Galactica, plus you see so many actors when they're in their youth. It was great seeing them in things now. Yeah, like there's actors and actresses that I know that got big in Battlestar Galactica that they end up getting other roles because they'd been noticed in it. So yeah, I don't know why I haven't seen it. It's on my list. Francis says we had a spindle party at the guild on Saturday, so now I'm hooked again, trying to get at least 50 grams done so it can be useful. Yeah, like 50 grams of cobweb weight can legit make you like a beautiful little scarflet or cowlet. There was one scene in oh, I think I worked out where I missed a stitch. In Twin Peaks where the cafe owner got it or the diner owner got a review and found out that the reviewer was someone she knew and the review was bad and like it was just awful. And this person was like shocked that they were upset. Like, oh, I'm sorry, you've written a review that could totally destroy my business, but you're surprised I'm offended by it? Like, wow. Alrighty, let me count now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 20. 2, 4, 6, 8, 30. 2, 4. I'm still out. I missed. We got 35 a couple of rows back, right? I gotta pull out another row. I cannot see where I've screwed it up. I just can't see it. So pull back that one. Pull back this one. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4 again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 2, 4. I'm going insane. I'm literally going insane. Give me some stitch markers here. All right. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 4, 6, 8, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, that row's got 35. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alrighty, I'm going to jump up a couple. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'm just throwing stitch markers in because I'm going insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 1, 2, 3. Hang on. I'm on different rows here. Where am I? It's there. Look at that. It's this row that I'm on right now. I've janked something up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3. Yep, it's this row here. I've janked, like, look at that. There's like some massive hole there. I don't know what I've been doing. I don't know how I got 35 on a previous row. I've got to pull it all out. I'll leave the stitch markers in though. I find them, they make it easier for me to not jank stuff up so badly. Yeah, I don't know what I did there. All right. Alrighty. It's just simple stitch, Francis. It's just Tunisian simple stitch, but for some reason I constantly lose count with it. I either forget the very first stitch here, or I usually screw up some stitch at the end. And usually just by laying it out, I can see where I've screwed it up. Like you guys are, but that time round, it didn't do it. So the stitches were just out. So let's try again. This is the thing, right? I want to make a garment. I want my garment to be nice. I want it to be something I will wear. If I see a glaring mistake in it, I will not wear it. And I know this about me, so I have to be prepared to pull it out and go again. Holly says I use stitch markers to keep count of my rounds with my sock knitting. Makes it easier. Yeah, look, and for the other side, I did. I had stitch markers every 10 markers. And I don't know why actually, I know exactly why I wasn't using them. They were in here. The project was in the lounge room. Too lazy to come in and grab stitch markers. That's what it was. I just couldn't be bothered to go and get the stitch markers. So let's see if that makes a difference now, because I can just sort of keep the 10 running. And if I can keep them lined up, that makes it easier to make sure I've got the first 10 right and the last 5 right. So, yeah. Let me just 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We're doing good so far. Nice catch. Yeah, nearly didn't catch it. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this one's 10 here, but I've got it caught up in the one next to it, so I'll fix that up and then put it back. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then the final stitch. All right, we have some yarn bath to use up. Go me. Hopefully having the stitch markers in will give me some confidence and I'll be able to move forward with less mistakes. I'm winding up yarn right now, wishing I was cool like Chantel with an electric ball winder. Well, Holly, I mean, you're in the US. You'll get the cheapest shipping, right? So you can go to Cato, use my link that they've dropped in the chat a couple of times, and then use the discount code of Fiberific, and you'll get 15% off. So you could legit, you know. Oh, thanks, Sal. You could legit save yourself some dollar buckaroonies. Is it on sale at the moment? I'm not sure. I'm going to click the link. I've no idea. Let's see. Electric ball winder M1 Pro is the one I've got. It's currently 99 US dollars, or is that Australian dollars? I don't even know. Add to cart. Add to cart. I mean, like, seriously, right now, you can either use my discount code or, which saves you $14. Actually, my code is automatically added, which brings it down to $84. Is that Australian dollars? I think that's Australian dollars. I don't even know. Does it? It might be US dollars. Or if you don't want to use the Fiberific code, there's a CY25 that you can use. Go to code. Yeah, there's literally a code on their thing. I have the M1 Pro. Can I want to drop that off. I agree with your terms and conditions. So is there a spot? Oh, your discount code. Command V, apply. You can save yourself an extra $10 if you use their CY25 discount code. Drops it down to that the codes don't stack, but if you use the CY25 code, it saves you an extra few dollars, and that was in Australian dollars. So it's because now I'm in the checkout, it's got AUD, so it's dropped it down to 74.25 Australian dollars. I don't know what the postage is. I don't know what the postage is. I'm just gonna fake fill it. I'm not gonna order one because I've already got one. But I'm going to pop in my postage and find out what the Australian postage is for one. Because if you get two, you get free post. So if you chip in with a friend, you'll save the dollars and you'll get free post. I can't type and do all that at once. All right, let's have a look here. Post is $17, but if you yeah. What's the difference between Australian and Universal? US and Universal. I would hazard a guess it's got something to do with the power differential. So I went Universal. I chose Universal option. Which one do we have? Just seeing if on the box it says anything about being Universal. I'm assuming that we got the that's $17 is postage to Australia, Holly. So you may have a different option, like a different amount. I don't know. I can't tell. I'm assuming we got the Universal, not the US versions. It'll come down to power. I would assume they've got different power over there than most of the world. But yeah, that's still like, so even if you just bought one in Australia, buy one, save you 25% discount. It's still $91 including post to Australia. So that's still really freaking good. So you save $24.75 with your 25% off discount. So and they stack in so much as they currently have a sale, and then a discount code will stack on top of their sale price. So $131 down to $99 for their sale. Then the discount code, but only one discount code will stack on top of that. So they've got their CY25, which takes off $24.75 Australian. So, I mean, I'd spend $100 and get that. That's my opinion. I see you, Game Widows. But yeah. And that's 100 Australian bucks. I don't know what that all comes out to be in US dollar dues. So yeah. But it's a cool little ball winder. It's all I can tell you. And they've got other products, I noticed. They've got some weird stuff. They've got this one that I would never buy, which is a yarn burner, which basically you turn it on and it heats up like this little ring at the end, which I'm sure I would get burnt. And you just touch a yarn and it burns it through it instead of scissors. And it's just like, oh yeah, you may not be able to take scissors on a plane, but let's take this yarn burner instead. 8, 10. So yeah, I don't know. I really can't see you being able to take a yarn burner on a plane any easier than you could take scissors. Holly says it's between 56 and 79 US dollars. That's, I don't know. I think that's good. Yeah, Kelly says, yeah, I saw the yarn burner. I thought, why would you need that? Yeah, I know. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Obviously, they felt the need to make it. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, the iCord maker looks really cool. It's been Girl says, I wonder how that yarn burner thing works with cotton. All I can picture is your whole project going up in flames. I don't know. I probably wouldn't. I probably would not be that interested in the yarn burner. It's not something I would buy, I don't think. Holly says, I have heard of some people who burn their acrylic end of their yarn sometimes, that burn the ends of their acrylic yarn sometimes. Okay. I can imagine if you like heated an acrylic knot, like not burnt it or burnt through it, but just heated up an acrylic knot, you could mush it together so that it was never coming apart. It's basically fused and felted. But again, I probably wouldn't use it or do it. All this time, I should have just gone and gotten my stitch markers and not been such a lazy. Amanda says, I thought that you only burned the ends of yarns. I thought that you only burned the ends of yarns was to determine what type of material it was. Amanda, that's the only reason I personally would burn yarn. But apparently they've done enough market research to warrant creating a tool for it. So I don't really understand why. So, but yeah, I agree with you. I'm like, I don't get it. Why are we burning our yarn? But they're using it, like the ads I've seen for it, it's like they're treating it like a cutter. So they hold the yarn out and burn it, and it cuts through it. So yeah, like I don't know, a spy laser cutter kind of thing. Holly says some burn to lock the ends in, especially if it's a slippery yarn. Yeah, I don't know. I can't picture it working. Like, look, I've got I've got my Jethro sweater, and the ends on some of the squares keep poking out. Um, and I'm seriously contemplating utilizing like a fabric glue just to dab it and keep them in. But even that, I'm like, I really don't want to do that. Yeah, that's Leanne with you. All those burnt nubby ends, right? Yeah, I obviously there's enough people who want it, right? It's just I'm not the customer for that one. Ball wind, however, totally the customer for. Recommended. Love it. So glad I bought one. Best money I spent in a long time. Oh, I should check. Let me just. I never checked to see if we bought more than two, if we got a discount. Let me see. Ball winding. They're having a Valentine's Day sale, as was what it is. All items 25% off through to the 16th of February. M1 Pro. M1 Pro. Universal. And now you can choose between blue, purple, and pink. for the M1 Pros. The pinks are actually cheaper. Wait. You can get a pink one for $82. Let me check out. I got the blue one. Hang on. Bin that. Because I personally don't actually care about the color of my ball winder. M1 Pro, just a pink one. So 82 instead of the purple, and the blue are both 99. So let me go to my cart. Add to cart. The pink one is smaller. It's still an M1 Pro though. Hang on. So there's the M1 or there's the M1 Pro. Let me just look. Because like in my brain, there has to be a reason other than the fact that it's a Valentine's Day sale and, you know, compact, easy to install. Oh, it's not a Pro. The pink one is just an M1. It's not the M1 Pro. That's deceptive because I'm in the M1 Pro section and I can choose the pink one and the pink one doesn't say Pro. It just says M1 pink where it says M1 Pro purple, M1 Pro blue, or M1 pink. In saying that, it does have the little fins that the Pros have. Let me go just to the standard M1s. Oh no, the standard. It is. It's just. All right. It's not the Pro. I don't know what the difference is. Off the top of my head. I think that it is the smaller version. Yeah, so we've all got, so Kelly, Melissa and I have all got the M1 Pros. Yeah, it's got a longer body, so it's probably heavier. Yeah. That's the difference. That's the difference in prices. One's a Pro and one's not a Pro. So, yeah. Amanda says that burning tool would be a better tool for rope or paracord crafts. I agree, actually, because I burnt all the ends of all my paracord when I was installing all my sound blankets. Deb's in the chat. I didn't know you were in the chat, Deb. But she's right. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Bianca, I think Melissa, unless Melissa sold it on to somebody else, she got one. Oops. I lost my stitch marker. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh my God. I've lost a stitch. All right, hang on. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. I've lost it here. Hang on. There it is. Whoop, there. No, is that it there? Because they don't line up. There. But I thought they lined up. 2, 4, 6, 10. Oh, they do. I've got it in the wrong one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10. Now that lines up. Good. Good. Goodness me. This is so stressful. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the final one is 5. Goodness me. That was just a miscount. That one was not an actual issue. It was just my stitch markers were in the wrong spots when I moved them up. Are you planning on doing a 3-year color member badge? Oh, I think I can now. When I very first set them up, I couldn't. I put all the badge colors in that I could, but apparently I can add in extra colors now. So I should probably sit down and do that. It's just a task that should be done, and I should probably do it. I think I'd like to make some more stickers too. Stickers are fun. Like not stickers, as in extra emojis, because channel members have got access to extra emojis as well. Just a couple. It's not really my strong suit, but I added in a couple. Holly Anderson, ad skippers for 38 months. What color would we give? I don't know what color we'd use. I'll have to have a look and see what colors we haven't used. Leanne says Poke the Bear has to be her favorite. We're nearly at the end of this row. Francis says purple. Did I not use a purple? Let me have a. I don't know if I don't think I can check it during a stream, but I'll go and have a look and I'll see what colors we've got. I know we did like green and yellow and orange. Try that again. Get both strands is what we want. Yeah, so I've got more projects planned and more projects to come. This will be my second cardigan. I've got my Jethro, then I'll have this one. Hopefully it fits. And then I will work on some more tops. Leanne says we already have a green, so I can't campaign for another one. No. No. Prob's not. Try and go with a colour we don't have to start with. I'll have a look and see how many more I can add in, and we may need to choose a couple of colors. Like, obviously, some of you are already past 36 months. So we'll need to have something for you to aim for maybe 4 years. We'll see what the options are. I could probably have a look at that. There should be a way for me to look at that. Hang on. I'll open up another YouTube tab. YouTube. Let's see if I can see it, shall we? Go to the studio. I'm trying not to touch anything. Holly says we haven't used purple. That's good to know. Is it under community or is it under? No, it's under earn. Alrighty, in memberships, we have. Let's see, can I? Default perks. All right, so we've got. I'm just seeing if there's. I can share this screen. All right, I can show you the colors that we've got, and we've actually got 3 more colors we can add in. All right, or 3 more emojis. So they could even be different emojis, like ninja with a hat on or something. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't even have to be ninja, but we could. I'll go to the screen share first. There we go. So these are the colors. I'm just going to move my little face up a bit closer up here. These are the colors that we've got so far. So we don't have any purple, so we could definitely add a purple. I could try and add like a gold or something in as, like, we've got a bright yellow, but we don't have like a metallic color. I don't know how I'd do it, but I could try and do a metallic one. But yeah, we've got 3 more to go, and some of you should already have one. It'll, like, the second we create it, you'll change to it. So we could definitely work on that and get some extra colors. So what do you think? Like, definitely we can go with purple. So I'm just opening my notepad to a fresh page. All right, so where's my pen? There it is, up there. Emojis. Members emojis. All right, so we could go with purple. We don't have a blue either. We could go with a blue. Orange. We don't have purple and blue. But then we could also. I like the idea of something with speckles or something a bit different. And then maybe like a new design from the 60 months, or maybe even like from the 36 months, we could have like a different ninja, like a different little emoji. Like, I love the little ninja, don't get me wrong, and using him is, let's be honest, it'll be easy because he already exists. But we could have a play. We could have a play and see how it looks with some new designs. So from like 36 months on, make it a bit more graphically graphically pleasing is where I was trying to go with that. Did I move that camera off, Louis? I don't know what happened there. I must have bumped something. Anyway, we can play with that, but there's definitely, like, we don't have any purples and we don't have any blues. So we've definitely got at least 2 colors that we could just add to if we just want to add new colors. But if we want to do a bit of a zhuzhing up, a bit of a redesign, or like, you know, like how my circle here is multicolored, we could do like that. Could do like a multicolor. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know. What do you want? You're channel members. These are badges next to your names. Like, you tell me. Oops, that's not what we want. We wanted this one. Picking up the stitches is what I'm doing right now, Chantel. Or am I? Yes, I am. Picking up the stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It's still lining up, so that is good. Yes to all from Holly. Let's do everything. Let's add new emojis as well as new colors. And we've actually got like an emoji spot here. I've got more emojis I could add. And then like it gets to a point where what? I didn't know this. Let me just go back to this screen share here. But down here, like, so these are the emojis that we've got, right? But if you start typing like Fiberifian, it'll bring up all of the emojis. So if you type in like semicolon or is it colon or it's colon, and then start typing in Fiberifian. I don't know if this works. Let me just, I don't know. Semicolon, FIB. Doesn't seem to work. FIBERIFIAN. No, it doesn't bring it up. Yeah, that doesn't seem to work. Did I have it turned on? I do have it turned on. Doesn't matter. Doesn't seem to work. Francis wants a purple badge. Okay, Francis. Oh, but yeah, we can add up to 11 emoji. No, I think up to 10 emojis because it says for 11 emoji I need 8 more members. But because there's different numbers of things I can have depending on how many channel members I've got. So different things, extra things I can add in depending on the channel members that we have. But yeah, so we've got 10 emojis and I've only got 4. So I can add in another 6 once I've come up with some good ideas. Even with just our existing numbers. So, and what are our optional features? I've got the customize. I've already done that. Recognition with your video descriptions. I've got that. Member milestone chats. We've got that. All right. I've got everything turned on that I can turn on to give you. We just need to create a few extra new badges and go from there. What do you think? Sounds like a plan? Whoops. This one. I don't know why it's so far down the list. But yeah. That was loud. What was loud? Oh, what did I do? Did something bad happen? Was it when I was changing screens and I accidentally had the wrong screen? Maybe it was bringing up extra audio. Let me just... Ah, Ravelry time. Sorry. Oh, yes, I should fix that then. If that's very loud, I'll need to... Sorry. All right, so on the Rav, I'm going to go into the Rav tidbits, but it's going to start playing the audio and I'm going to jump straight in and because it's muted currently on everything else, so I can't adjust it while it's muted. So, oh, actually, maybe if I unmute it here and drop it down. All right, I'm going to go and check to see if that worked. Are we ready? Because it's going to play the music, and I don't know if it's going to play it really loud or not. So whatever you need to do to solve that. Let me have a look here. How's that? Is that better? Certainly woke us up. All right. Let's drop back. How's that? Is that less loud now? I'll tell you what's frustrating on that one. Is that the slider was right down here and the green bounces were still going past the bar. Anyway, it's gone now. I want to go to here. I know it's nearly time, but I'm nearly at the end of a row and I want to finish the row. That's better. Thank you. We've solved that for next time. I don't have a Ravelry tidbit for you today, but next time I have one, it shouldn't deafen you. I appreciate you letting me know, and we solved it then and there, so that we know next time I want to use it, I don't have to remember. Wasn't there a thing about the Ravelry tidbit video that was upsetting everybody or shocking everybody? Right, let me just double check before I start. 2, 4, 5. Yes, I'm good. Oops. Ah, there we go. What's for lunch? We didn't talk food today. What? I don't know what I'm having for lunch. Like, I do have some taco mince in the fridge, but I also have some leftover Indian, and Tim's under the impression that there's enough leftover Indian there for us to have for dinner, but not if Abby's home. And so I'm thinking I'm going to leave the taco mince for her, because the Indian food that's there, she won't eat it. I'm thinking of leaving the taco mince for her. So I don't know what I'm going to do for lunch. That's the problem. So I am hungry though. I probably didn't have a dietitian approved level of breakfasting, but I had what I had. And she wouldn't have been angry about what I ate. It just that I didn't eat enough of it. Is where she would be putting her foot down. So I didn't eat anything bad. I just didn't eat enough of anything. Alrighty, there we go. Let us go back here with Louie. Lou. So at some stage this afternoon, Abby's new mattress will be arriving. So yes to that. Excuse me. Diet shake and anti-inflammatory meds. Oh my gosh, I can't take anti-inflammatories. So yeah, and my dietitian does not want me on diet shakes. So it's, you know, all that fun. One thing I will say, all the hard work we've been doing with the dietitian, I know that while it doesn't look like it's making any differences, I'm feeling differences. So I'm happy with those. But yeah, so it's, I don't know what I'm going to have for lunch. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to have. Leanne would like a nice rice bowl. Well, that sounds lovely, Leanne. I'm thinking I'm probably going to have something with egg. We actually have some eggs and I don't want them to go to waste. So Abby's actually like so serious about building a new chicken pen to have chickens again, because we haven't had chickens for a long time, that she's actually drawn up plans and priced out the lumber. So I'm just like, oh my gosh. She's like, I want to put it here. I want to utilize this thing that's already here. And go from there. And I'm just like, oh, okay. Yeah, rice bowls are pretty good. Rice bowls are pretty good. All right, my lovely friends. On that note, I'm going to say farewell. I will see you back here next week. Keep an eye out on the community tab, on the Discord, on the Facebook page. We'll have some information coming out for our Tunisian little crochet along where we will make the same washcloth. I'll find out if we can, because I don't design in Tunisian, so I'm going to find a designer that'll let me use her design or something like that. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Alison says our coop is run down and is falling apart, so we need new ones soon too. Yeah, they don't last forever is the thing. Alrighty, everybody, have an awesome week. Enjoy your craft time. Make it special for yourself, and I will catch you next week. Bye now. I know where the button is for saying goodbye. There it is.